Good morning, everybody. Good morning. All right, folks. All right. We got so much going on. We got new developments in Minnesota. We got the federal government blocking Minnesota's ability to do an investigation on what happened in Minnesota. Because the federal government has decided that they're only going to be the people to frame the narrative about what happened in Minnesota to that woman, right? The federal government wants to be the only one to frame that narrative. Isn't it something to watch conservatives trust government so much when any other time they don't trust government? But what you're seeing is they trust government enough to be government. That's what you're seeing, right? But it's a damn shame that American citizens are not even safe in their own homes. They're not safe in their own country. They're not safe in their own jobs. All because the President of the United States decided to implement laws or implement directives that are essentially attacking American citizens. And I'm asking Americans, when are you going to wake up to your government doing the shit that it's doing, right? Now, with this stuff that happened in Minnesota, I need y'all to understand something. All of it's a distraction. Minnesota's a distraction. Venezuela's a distraction. Trump is going to throw everything up at the wall to see what fucking sticks. That's a fact. Trump is going to throw everything up at the wall and see what sticks and see how they can break your attention so you no longer care about the shit that you need to care about. High cost of living. The fact that you don't have insurance. We're going to talk about a development that happened in the House yesterday, unbeknownst to Mike Johnson. Mike Johnson didn't know that Republicans were going to do what they were going to do yesterday. And I'll talk about why they're doing it. Yep, Trump going to do anything possible to hide the Epstein files. And if it means, right, like right now, I think that they've sued and they've gone to the Southern District to try to get a judge to force the Justice Department to release the files unredacted. Good morning, Shay. Good morning, Felicia. Good morning, Donna. Good morning to all of you this morning. Because why would the White House tell the Justice Department to release redacted files to Congress? Congress has a right to see that information. So why are they hiding it from Congress? They're hiding it from Congress because they don't want you to get access to the information. That's why they're hiding it. That's why they're hiding it. Just so you don't lose that, so you don't accidentally get access. They can't have that. They would rather go back and forth to court and do all these things. Hey, Coco, this is exactly what Trump does. And you know the saddest part, I'm finding out with the Trump administration, Americans are not that smart. It's not like Trump is working really hard to play games with Americans. Oh, right. I've heard the same thing. I've heard the same thing that what do you say? Trump was on his knees for old Billy Boy. I've heard the same thing. I've heard the same thing. Now, I just wonder, and did y'all see the footage? Because we're going to go over that in Patreon this morning. We're going to run through that footage of J.D. Vance, your vice president, coming out yesterday and smiling at the podium, laughing. He was almost giddy with excitement that an American citizen was unalived by the federal government. And then the federal government just frames that woman as a terrorist because to them, all they got to do is slap that label on it and it justifies everything. right? Of course, JD Vance didn't deny it. He didn't deny it because y'all could see the footage with your own eyes. What they are doing is trying to frame the narrative to convince you to not believe your own lying eyes. You ever heard that statement before? Good morning, Linda. Don't believe your own lying eyes. That's what the government is doing. Do you believe the government or do you believe us? Your own eyes. And so many people, that lady ain't hit the ICE agent Titan. You ain't see nothing. You too bad built to see anything. Blocked. That ICE agent wasn't hit by that car. Not at all. Not at all. But you know what's happening? Government is moving the goalpost. And MAGA cheers for now. They cheer up until government get on their ass. I just laugh at that because MAGA cheering government doing this shit, it's all fun and games until it shows up on your doorstep. Just like MAGA loved immigration reform until the government started snatching their foreign-born wives. Then all of a sudden, when their foreign-born wives get snatched, what is the country doing? Immigration reform. That's what they doing. Your wife ain't fucking safe. No, I haven't seen how people passports aren't working when they go overseas. I haven't seen that. I haven't seen video of that. What do you mean passports not working overseas? Because there's no way to get overseas if your passport don't work. So I be calling cap on some of these content creators. I'm just keeping it all the way a buck with you. I call it cap. Some people are making money off of making bullshit ass content during all this stuff that's happening. So that's why I said, what do they mean by passport not working? Because I don't know what that means. They can't get back in America from being overseas. I was talking to a friend of mine yesterday. Him and his boyfriend, they're moving to Mexico in like about 2 years. So they've been going through the process legally to immigrate into Mexico legally, right? They're getting their social security number because you get a social security number there, right? Your American social security number don't mean no good in Mexico if you're going to become a citizen of Mexico. Just something to think about if you're looking to move to other countries. Because I know the American credit system got a whole lot of people down bad. Start anew. Move somewhere else and start over. I'm just putting it out there. Move somewhere else and start over. And look, La Chipota. You look, I slaughtered your name. I'm sorry, beautiful. Said the same thing is true for Spain. My friend said it costs about 600 and something bucks that they've had to pay so far. And the immigration hearing that they're going to have coming up, they had to pay another 300 and something dollars. It's not very expensive to legally immigrate into Mexico, right? For 3 years, they have to renew every year for 3 years. And then after the third year, they are then a citizen. They can become a citizen of Mexico. It's like, listen, it's not as hard as you think to become a citizen of another country. America makes it extremely difficult on purpose to become a citizen of this country. Because there's a lot of money made on people never becoming citizens. There's money to be made in that. And so America doesn't have any, and there's a lot of elected officials that get to stay in jobs and never do anything off of the promise that we'll do something about immigration. They never intend to fix immigration. Also because big companies in America make a lot of money off of illegal immigration. They make a lot of money from illegal immigration. A lot of money from threatening illegal immigrants, forcing them into subpar working conditions. All of the fear that we're going to snitch you out to government and you're going to get deported. All of this shit is interconnected. Because understand, government knows which illegal immigrants are working for which companies because there are systems in place that require those companies to register that information. Companies are required to check your immigration status. They're required to figure out if you can legally work in the They're required to do these things. So understand, if companies are hiring illegal immigrants, they're doing it on purpose. They know they're doing it, and it's all designed to cut corners. And that's real talk. It's all designed to cut corners. Now, let me stop for a second and say good morning. Happy Friday to y'all. Happy Friday to y'all. MAGA, I see you here. Welcome with y'all bad built self. I've been blocking y'all. I ain't really been saying it to my audience that I've been blocking y'all, but I've been blocking y'all this morning. And it's been a beautiful thing, right? Now, I'm going to continue to trigger MAGA this morning with memes and all this other stuff, especially when you look at Dozy O'Donnell. Look at little Dozy O'Donnell. Look. Aw, look at little Dozy O'Donnell. So cute. And then in a little while, I'm going to show y'all a MAGA lollipop. I'm going to show you a MAGA lollipop because they stay just steady boot licking Donald Trump and the conservative movement. They not winning, but they feel like they are, and that's all they care about. Now, I want to tell y'all some good news because, a lot of times we talk about things that aren't very good, right? I want to tell y'all some good news. I read an article this morning that says in 2026, we could see the end of the Farm Bill era of American agriculture policy. Can I just say I'm so excited by that? No more welfare handouts for farmers. And I am so excited about that. I have been waiting for years for Washington to wake up and stop giving free money to farmers. Farmers are supposed to be business owners, but just like big ass corporations, they always got their hands out begging for shit. No more begging. I'm glad they voted to go out of business. Good. They voted for big corporate agriculture farms to buy up their little small family farm. Good. I'm glad. So I don't feel any sorrow, Trump gave them a little bit of money, but that wasn't nothing. That money ain't enough to help them. That money wasn't enough to help them. It just was enough for them to feel like they was getting help, but it really is not enough. Even the farmers said that ain't no money. It's bullshit. It's just for headlines. That's all. So fuck them people. I don't give a shit. I hope they do lose their fucking farm. Fuck them. We have been giving money to farmers in America since 1933. They have had one of the longest runs of welfare in American history. Real talk. Farmers in America have had the longest run of welfare in American history. But see, a lot of those farm bill provisions that have been in place expired in 2023. And they've had to be renewed every year, 1 year at a time. Every year, 1 year at a time. And guess what? I hope they don't get renewed as we continue. Listen, it is time for farmers to put, I don't give a shit if it's some farmers. Fuck all of them. Because guess what? Black farmers were never getting government help anyway. So black farmers gonna be okay. I don't give a shit. Fuck anybody else. I don't care. I don't care. Because black folks and farmers of color wasn't getting help anyway from the government. So fuck it. I don't care. Fuck everybody else that was getting stuff. I'm glad they not getting nothing no more. Good. Maybe they'll learn to work for a change and quit their bitching and moaning and whining and crying because they can't get our tax money. Government gives your tax money to them to prop up their businesses, but won't give you money to buy food that them motherfuckers grow. See, the farmers they hurt themselves in voting for Trump because in Republicans cutting food stamps, well, shit, that directly impacts farmers. Because if you slow down the ability for people to buy food, and you grow food, Guess what's going to happen? Fuck them. What I have found with these people is until the shit shows up on their doorstep, they don't have any incentive to do the right thing. So fuck them. Fuck them. That is part of the problem, that America has spent too much time caring about people who only care about themselves. They don't care about the collective. They don't care if the rest of us have access to food and housing and healthcare. They don't care. As long as they get their government handouts, that's all they care about. They want to shut the door behind them. I got my farm aid. I don't give a fuck if you get anything. Well, I don't give a fuck if they get farm aid. Fuck them people. Yup. See, I'm matching their energy now. They don't believe in socialism. Farm aid is socialism. Fuck them. So you don't get access to that no more. Y'all got to learn to stop being nice to these people. Y'all got to learn to stop being nice to these people. Because, see, the farmers didn't realize when government was going to cut SNAP, it was going to directly impact farmers. They're stupid. What I'm finding out is a lot of farmers aren't very smart. They're just generational farmers, but they're obviously not very smart. Not when it comes to politics. You know how conservatives always tell entertainers or athletes shut up and dribble? Farmers need to shut up and farm. Just shut up and farm. Because obviously they don't know politics really well. Yep. Because when they allowed government to cut SNAP benefits, farmers took money out of their own pockets with that shit. They took money out of their own pockets. So I don't feel nothing for them people. Fuck them. No more handouts, no more bailouts for them fuckers. The one big beautiful bill cut SNAP by $186 billion over the next decade. You're right. Stop digital panhandlers. You're absolutely correct, Ayaya. That's why I blocked you. Because I could smell your dirty toenails soon as you came in. And having a black man in your avatar don't mean you won't get blocked. Quiet as kept, you'll get blocked faster if you put black people in the avatar of the account. You probably should put a white person there. I might let you stay a little longer. But when you put a black person there, oh, I'm going to block them even faster. Won't, 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 meow. They tried. They tried. They tried. They came in all... she gonna let me say this because I got a black man in my avatar. No, I'm not, bitch. No, I'm not, bitch. Oh, I love triggering MAGA so much. Hold up, let's go ahead and put up that MAGA lollipop. Here we go. There we go, y'all. There's a MAGA lollipop. See? See that? That is a MAGA lollipop. Because they just bootlick all fucking day. All fucking day. Obama made my block finger strong, bitch. Get out, bitch. Lollipop bootlicking, bitch. Opa! They are triggered this morning. Triggered. That means I'm doing my job and I'm doing it well. Where LL say, and doing it, and doing it, and doing it well, and doing it, and doing it, and doing it well. That's why y'all mad. Don't be mad at me. Lick on these fucking boots. Boot licking, bitch. Lick on them boots. Ain't that what they say? Lick them boots, oh. Next time MAGA say something to you, tell them to suck on a MAGA lollipop. Nope, I don't have no chill. Because they don't have none, Nessa. So I match their energy, Nessa. That's what I do. That's why they should stop coming over here. Go to somebody else's live that will pacify you. I won't. I'm not going to listen to somebody tell me that they are a steel worker out of Pennsylvania. I am a steel worker from Pennsylvania and I love Donald Trump. You're not from Pennsylvania, right? So I'm not going to listen to that. Okay? I'm not. So I don't waste any time on that. At all. Don't you love those? My name is Steve. And I am an American. I work at a steel plant in Pennsylvania, and I love Donald Trump. Well, he don't love you. Blocked. I like my Americans without accents. Blocked. See, I match the energy. And then when I start matching the energy, they go, I'm so offended. I can't believe you did that. I don't know why. I don't know why you can't believe I did it. I don't know why. I have no idea why you can't believe that I did that. Of course I did. And I'd do it again too. Hold up. I'm gonna put so people understand when they come in what this is. MAGA lollipop. There we go. Look at that, y'all. Y'all see that? So when they come in, they know exactly what they're looking at. That is a MAGA lollipop. Get to licking, bitches. Stop talking to me and get down on your knees and lick this fucking boot. That's what you do. Fucking bootlicker. I don't talk to bootlickers. Your breath stinks. Your teeth are dirty. When you lick boots, your teeth are dirty. But then again, they don't seem to care about teeth. But okay. Oh, you like that one? That's what you should start telling them, Lanny. I like my Americans without accents. Yep. Because see, a lot of immigrants came to America laying in bed with white supremacy. Laid in bed with white supremacy. See, what you're not going to do is talk to me about your love of white supremacy and have an accent. Oh, block. Oh, boot. Oh, detainment. Oh, deportation. You understand? Because I like my Americans without an accent. Yeah. Because that's what America has become, right? You can't have an accent in Trump's America, except if you say, be best. Ain't that what the first lady say? Be best. You can have one of those types of accents. You just can't have none of the other accents. So, that's what I love. Angela, go make a sandwich, bitch. I don't talk to conservative women. Y'all ugly and you built funny. Go have a baby by a man that don't like you. Blocked. Angela came in all loud and shit. Bitch, go have a baby. Go have a baby. Go make me a sandwich. Cut the edges off my sandwich. I haven't had breakfast yet. Go make me breakfast. Go make me breakfast. Go do that. I don't listen to conservative women because conservative men say women should not be in the business of talking about such important things as politics. So shut your mouth, you bag-built heifer, and go make me a sandwich. James, you shut up too. James was probably just in here as that woman. I told y'all the best thing Donald Trump ever did was expose down low conservative men. Conservative men are gay. Most of them are gay. Most of them want boyfriends. Most of them actually have a boyfriend on the side, but they meet their boyfriend at the local gas station. The boyfriend is the guy that's called, that's the guy that they tell the kids. That's Uncle Jethro. That's Uncle Jethro right there. What Daddy don't tell you is he be having Uncle Jethro bent over the public restroom toilet sometime. Daddy don't tell you that. Daddy don't tell you that. Daddy don't tell you that shit. Daddy don't tell you that shit. That's why I'm like, I love triggering MAGA. Now, y'all know I'm about to hit that Janet Jackson. So who doing the bending? MAGA men. That's why MAGA men hate the gay community so much. They're gay, but they're not being honest about the fact that they're gay. That's what it is. They hide. So that's why this morning when I saw this picture, I said, oh, fuck yeah, I'm using that. I'm using that. As much bootlicking as MAGA be doing. Fuck yeah, I'm using that. Fuck yeah, bootlicking bitches. Oh, The Speaker of the House ain't even DL. Mike Johnson not even DL. He's obviously gay. He's obviously gay. He just doing what the church told him he needed to do. That's all. Doing what he needed to do. Diva, you've been blocked, beloved, because you too close up in your avatar. That means you probably bad built. When y'all see somebody avatar and it's like this, they trying to hide that body. That's all. They trying to hide the body. They trying to hide the body. When they all up in there like that, they trying to hide that bad body. I'm just telling y'all, especially those of you who date on the internet. Like if you be on the internet dating, and if all the pictures is like this, because you can have a tiny head and a big body. I said what I said. You can have a tiny head and a big body. Be careful, folks. What they say, be careful, my friends. Be careful, my friends. Okay? Now, I want to tell y'all about something else that's going on. Do y'all remember when Charlie Kirk passed away, right? You remember when Charlie Kirk was no more, right? Okay. Well, look, let me put that up. Look. Because I haven't talked about Erica Kirk in a second. So we're going to talk about something real quick, right? So y'all remember Charlie Kirk passed away and they created this environment, right? That you couldn't say nothing about Charlie Kirk because if you said something about Charlie Kirk, that people would get you fired from your job. Like all these things would happen, right? Y'all remember that, right? Well, it was this professor at a school called Austin Peay State University. And he got fired because they claimed that his comments after Kirk's death, they suspended him. Then they tried to let him go. Then they let him go. Now that he sued and now they're going to pay him $500,000. Boom. Now they got to pay, they're going to reinstate him in his job and got to pay him $500,000. I keep telling y'all, propaganda is expensive. Racism is expensive. Do you like that costume? I think I'm going to dress up as Erica Kirk this Halloween. Now, this morning on Patreon, one of the things we're going to talk about is somebody had put up this post on social media yesterday. It was words that you couldn't see them, but they're friends with somebody that worked for Erica Kirk's mama, meaning they used to be her nurse. They used to take care of her mother, right? Before Charlie Kirk's death, they used to take care of the mother. And this person talks about how Charlie Kirk was never home. Of course he wasn't. He was always on the road, right? Always going from university to university, pandering. He was never home. The wife and the children were accessories. In conservative circles, men have wife and kids for accessories. It's for you can trot them out and say, look, I spread my DNA. I'm not gay. That's what it is. You said South Carolina has a bill to make CK Day and rename a bridge after him. I'm not surprised by South Carolina. It makes more sense to South Carolina to do that than to make sure their citizens can eat. But I look at the citizens of South Carolina and go, hey, you laying down for the shit. Racism is a big part of it though. Because racists will vote to stay poor as long as they think your black ass gonna be poor too. As long as they think you're gonna be poor too. Then they don't have no problem voting for the shit. But understand, this person talks about the fact that Charlie Kirk was never home. That even then, Erica Kirk didn't want to take care of them fucking kids. I told y'all. I told y'all. I told y'all. I knew No fucking way. No way this woman went from being a stay-at-home mom, taking care of her kids, to her husband dies. She ain't never home. She always on the road. So she just doing what Charlie did. She ain't raising her kids. Somebody else is raising her kids. All the while she sits out talking about she the party of family values. Bitch, no you not. She grifting. So I might wear my fake grifting widow, fake grieving widow grifter costume this Halloween season. Because I do have a pair of fake pleather pants I could wear. Hers are real though, because she wanted you to see them yams. Right? She wanted you to see them yams. You ain't never lied. It's all about the Benjamins for these people. Look. Erica Kirk trying to be Lil' Kim. You want to rumble with the bee, huh? Bzz, throw a hex on your whole family. That's what Erica Kirk's saying. Erica Kirk is now Queen Bee. You heard me? She out here getting money. Dressed in all black like the Omen. Have your friends singing "This is for my homies" and you know man. Man, she been grooving ever since her man went to the afterlife. What you talking about? Yep, maybe that's why Nikki hanging with her, because she trying to be relevant. I'm telling you, Erica Kirk don't give a fuck about the fact that Charlie Kirk is dead. She making money. Okay? We getting money. That's what she doing. She don't give a fuck about her husband. When her children grow up and they ask, why weren't you there? I was making money, children. I was trying to make sure you could get a Cadillac if you wanted it, a big house, travel the world. I just wanted to get money off of the backs of these dumbass people. Because keep in mind, the public was more in love with Charlie Kirk than Erica Kirk was. The public is more in love with Charlie Kirk than Erica Kirk ever was. Erica Kirk saw Charlie Kirk as a come up. That was a come up. That's all that was. And she got lucky because he died young. That's all. She got lucky. Real shit. Because she was going to be trapped in this shit forever. But she got lucky. Yup. She happy as hell. Quiet as kept. If I had never knew what happened to Charlie Kirk and I just saw a picture of Erica Kirk, I would assume nothing ever happened to her husband. Because she happy as hell. She happier than hell. Don't believe me? Ask JD Vance. She ran them fingers through that hair. She ran them fingers through that hair. So I would assume that, she okay. She ain't suffering. Not at all. She not suffering at all. Erica Kirk, like I said, is living her best life. She's living her best life, and she gonna keep on living that life as long as she can. Yeah, she don't care about, not only does she not care about the husband, she don't care about the kids either. She don't care about nothing that's a derivative from Charlie. The only thing she care about from Charlie Kirk is that business, because she is the sole owner of that business. Everything got passed to her. Everything got passed to her. So she don't need to do nothing else. Now, I am limitless. You bring up a great point about she'll marry a rich man in another year. Can I be honest with you? I'm not sure yet. Because I'm going to tell you what I think Erica Kirk is thinking about. She sees the narratives of conservative men telling conservative women to shut up, be behind them. I'm telling you something. This bitch right here not willing to pay second fiddle to nobody. And she might be the first thing that causes a fight inside of MAGA of those women against those men. I'm telling you, because conservative women, the men are starting to tell the conservative women, shut the fuck up. We got this. And the conservative women are like, wait a minute. We didn't sign up for that, even though they did sign up for that. Even though they did. I'm telling you, I think this woman here is going to be the one that starts that discussion, that fight. You already see it in the House with Marjorie Taylor Greene and all of them. And them saying, oh, well, the Republican men aren't taking us seriously. You already see it with them. I'm telling you, there's about to be a civil war inside of the Republican Party with conservative women not willing to take a back seat to conservative men. I am telling y'all, that's the next fucking wave. I'm telling you because I watch patterns. I'm a pattern watcher. That is the next wave. The next wave is conservative women fighting for dominance. And they're going to lose. But they're going to fight. No, Marjorie Taylor Greene didn't change. Marjorie Taylor Greene, much like myself, listen, Marjorie ain't the smartest or sharpest tool in the box, but she ain't totally dumb either. She sees the writing on the wall. She knows this shit not popular. She knows that they've gone too far. She knows it. She knows it. She can see it. She knows it. So that's why Marjorie Taylor Greene is getting out. But she'll be back. But the thing is, she's getting out now. So by the time when she's trying to come back, people will forget all about who she was. But she's going to come back and reinvent herself. Watch. Because Marjorie Taylor Greene is going to be one of those people, one of those conservative women fighting for dominance. You got to remember, Marjorie was really loud for these guys. And now that they got what they want, they done told her to shut up. She ain't got no place. She has no power. That's why she got behind that Epstein shit. That's why she did that. She didn't give a fuck about them victims. She didn't care. That's bullshit. Marjorie didn't care about not near one Epstein victim. She saw an opportunity. That's all. She saw an opportunity and she wanted to seize on the opportunity. And she was hoping that her going in that direction would cause other conservative women to follow right behind her and do that. But they didn't. Because you know why? Conservatives are dog eat dog. They're crabs in a barrel. They're all vying for number one position. So those other women were not going to lift her up because they want to be the bitch that causes that revolution. So they're not going to lift her up. It's just going to be a whole lot of infighting inside of that party. A whole lot of that shit. And they're going to keep on doing that. That's why I said I don't take Marjorie Taylor Greene seriously because Marjorie Taylor Greene is all about taking advantage of opportunities for herself. She don't give a damn about you or me. Okay, so don't get it twisted thinking she cared about Epstein victims, thinking she cares about affordability. She don't give a fuck about none of that. She looking at the writing on the wall and going, I'm going to take a break from Washington. I'm going to get out of here, talk shit about everything they do on the sides, and then come back. That's all. That's all she doing. She just buying time. That's it. Just buying time. Because she has not changed. She has not changed. Okay? Now, because when I see, I'll say it like this. Just like the Republicans, y'all know some Republicans yesterday in the House, they joined Democrats, and they have passed a resolution to reinstate Obamacare subsidies, ACA subsidies. Now, of course, Mike Johnson didn't want that, but 9 House Republicans joined Democrats in passing that to try to reinstate your healthcare subsidies. And now it has to go to the Senate, right? But they're not happy about that shit. But I'm telling you, what it is Republicans are feeling the fucking heat. Yeah, they say it won't pass the Senate, but when we tell you what can help it, what do I keep telling y'all to do? Get on the fucking phone, email, show up at offices. Y'all got to make their lives uncomfortable. As long as elected officials have a comfortable life where they can promise you shit and never deliver on it, and you don't hold them accountable, what's the incentive for them to do their jobs? What is their incentive to deliver for you if you're going to take your eye off the ball. Nothing. They too, exactly, Tease, they're too comfortable. These motherfuckers are so comfortable, they act like you work for them. Because technically you do. You work to pay their salary. And you know what they're saying? Work harder, bitch. Work harder. I'm going to take your health care, your food assistance, your housing assistance. I'm going to fuck up your education system. I'm going to do all this shit. But you will still pay these fucking taxes to make sure I stay in this cushy ass job and sit on my ass and do nothing. I get to overpromise and underdeliver, and nobody gonna do nothing. They only do this because you allow it to be done. This is why I say, keep your eyes on the ball. You can do more than one thing at a time. You can chew and walk gum. I said chew and walk gum. You can walk and chew gum. But Americans be like, well, it's a new TikTok trend out. Man, fuck what's happening in DC. No, you need to be paying attention to what's happening in DC and what's happening at your local level in your local government. Real shit. You need to pay attention to that shit. They throw up distractions so you don't pay attention. They throw up distractions so you don't have to listen. Or so you won't listen. Look, I was putting this up again. I had this up earlier. This shit had me howling when I saw it. Somebody put this in one of my comments the other day, and I howled. Because my little niece loves Coco Melon. I said, damn. I loved how they made it orange just like him. But nine Republicans joined Democrats in passing the resolution that will, and it doesn't preserve all the subsidies. I want to be clear, just some of them, certain subsidies, right? So Democrats still didn't get everything we wanted. Now, according to Mike Johnson, these 9 Republicans decided to side with Democrats, advancing a vote that undermines the promises of our conference. You hear that? I'm going to say it one more time. He says these 9 Republicans decided to side with Democrats, advancing a vote that undermines the promises of our conference. You know what the promise was? To take your fucking health care. Boom. You got to listen. They tell you exactly what it is that they intended to do. Y'all got to listen. They always say the quiet part out loud. You just got to let them keep talking. They always say the quiet part out loud. Always. Okay? Always. Okay? Not sometimes. Always say the quiet part out loud. That's just what they do. That's just what they do. They always say the quiet part out loud. Why? Because they can. Simply because they can. They never intended for you to be able to keep your insurance. The goal was always to take your insurance. They campaigned on freedom and making sure. No, exactly, Dan. They've been emboldened. Remember, Republicans told you they had a mandate. Remember, they told you we got a mandate. Folks sent us to Washington. Wake up, folks. Mike Johnson worked so hard to keep you from having health care, but he got health care that you pay for. You pay for his health care, but he works to deny you and your children and your family health care. And Mike Johnson says, party unity is essential if we want to move our agenda forward. And the agenda is you die. That's the agenda. You suffer. Suffering is actually entertainment. I told y'all a long time ago, your suffering is entertainment for rich people. Yeah. They love when y'all suffer and cry and whine and say, how could this happen? Rich people, that's how it happened. I always laugh when people say that. How could this happen? Rich people is how the fuck happened. That's how it happened. The shit got done to you for money. It got done to you because of money. And that's real talk. All of it is about cash and money. Well, I'm making a note about something else I wanted to discuss this morning. Now, so the good thing is now some of that stuff passed. You know, we got some subsidies coming, maybe, if the Senate passes it. But if you want the Senate to pass it, guess what you got to do? Contact your elected officials. Now I want to ask y'all a question. Anybody in here out of Texas? Anybody here from Texas? Texas did a change yesterday. The Texas Supreme Court did a change. And again, I always watch what one conservative state does, because if one conservative state does it, then the other ones will try to follow suit and do the same thing. Okay? So Texas yesterday became the first state to end the American Bar Association oversight of law schools. I'm going to say that one more time. Texas is the first state that's going to end the courts agreed to it yesterday, where they're ending the American Bar Association oversight of law schools in Texas. I love this shit. I love it. I love it. And I'll tell y'all why. It's not why you think. It's not why you think I love it, right? So on Tuesday, the Texas Supreme Court, they're finalizing a September opinion saying that the ABA should no longer have the final say on which law school graduates can take the bar exam. Now, I love it. Now, this is based on, now a lot of this is happening because Pam Bondi sent a letter some months ago to the alleging that the ABA and its diversity requirements are conflicting with the Supreme Court decision in 2023 of ending affirmative action in college admissions. I love the shit. No, it's not even anybody can be a lawyer. You know what, Zarvis? Because I went into a hole yesterday because I really wanted to understand it. Look, I'm getting a heat flash. I got to take that off. So I really wanted to understand this, right? So I went into a hole yesterday to get the deal on it, right? Okay, so listen to this. So it's not what y'all think at all. Guess what it's about? Opening up diploma mills in Texas. See, think about it. It allows you to open up. Remember back in the day when they had all them fucking diploma mills was opening up? Say when you was at home during the day, you would see commercials for ITT Tech and all these other things. They want to be able to do that shit for law schools. I love this shit. So, right, these people are going to spend all this fucking money to go to law school only not to be able to pass the bar. Hey, listen. And then if you're a lawyer in Texas, it seemed to me this decision is just going to make it harder for you to get reciprocity in other states as a lawyer. Real talk. It just seemed to me, because if Texas standards are so fucking low, why would other states who want to maintain their integrity with their lawyers allow Texas lawyers to get reciprocity in those states? The funniest part about all this shit is rich people and their children are still going to go to accredited universities. They're not going to go to diploma mills because they got money. Yep, a whole bunch of Kim Kardashians. Mm-hmm. That's what's happening. So just so y'all know, okay, that decision came down and I was like, wow. Wow. So this is about, again, rich people making money. That's what this is about. Diploma mills. Back in business again. Real talk. It's about diploma mills. It's about rich people making money off of folks wanting to get educated. And at the end of it all, them people ain't gonna have shit to show for it. I shared this before in a video right here on TikTok where I talked about how I went to the University of Phoenix, right? I had went to local colleges in my area, but I remember when University of Phoenix came out, I was like, oh, they have a great online program. According to them, I can just go there online and take my classes because I work full time. University of Phoenix is nothing but another fucking diploma mill, just like fucking Full Sail, where all they trying to do is get you to borrow a whole shitload of money. And at the end of it all, you paid all this money, way more money than you needed to get a fucking degree, and you still gonna end up not making enough money to justify all the money that you borrowed. That's all it is. Yep, DeFry, all that shit, ITT Tech, all that bullshit. Okay? Let me tell you something as somebody, listen, I'm about to be 51. I'm going to tell you something that I learned. I'm not saying education ain't important. I'm not saying that it isn't. I have education. I did not finish college and get my degree. Almost did. But then you know why I quit? Because I was like, I want to make fucking money. And I'm feeling like this shit here is not going to get me any closer to money. I figured that out decades ago. So I stopped going to college and went ahead and got certifications before they became expensive. See, back in the day, some of you youngins don't know this, but back in the day, a certification was like $300, $500. If you wanted to become a barber, it was like $300 to go to school to become a fucking barber and get your license. It ain't like it is now. Now that shit expensive. You used to be able to go to hair school for like $1,500. You could become a licensed hairstylist, a licensed cosmetologist for like less than $2,000. Not no more, because rich people learned that they could monetize everything. So now, because I'm telling you, back in the day, I got my Scrum Master certification for $1,000. That was it, $1,000. That was a 5-day training session with food. They fed me at the training, catered food for $1,000. You ain't getting that now. Now, even if you did find a certification program for $1,000, they ain't gonna feed you. They ain't gonna feed you. These companies learned that you figured out certifications were a quick pathway to more money. We figured it out, so they upped the price of certifications because people stopped going to college and started getting certs. I know. I remember that wave because I was some of the first persons to be involved in doing. I remember back in the day when they were trying to convince you that a cert was worthy, they would give it to you for free. Anybody else remember when the PMP certification first came out? That shit was free. You could get a PMP for free back in the day. Not now. And you say, how much money do these people need? Chrissy, they want all your money. Because see, your suffering can be monetized too. Look, Sylvia saying, I got most of my IT classes at Austin Community College. My last hourly rate before I retired, $63 an hour. Exactly. Right. And but see, then Lita saying, I have to pay money every 3 years to renew my CPA license. Yep. Go ahead and finish that Python course. I need to finish mine. I was having ChatGPT teach me Python last year. Listen, let me tell you something. I don't have not now degree. Not none. Did I do some college credits? Yep. I got almost 200 college credit, but I don't have no college degree. I did get a couple of certifications, but you know what I am? I fucking read, I'm smart, and I learn shit. And I'm honest with people. I say, listen, I may not know how to do that, but I am a hard worker. I'm a self-starter, and I can hit the ground running and make money for your company like tomorrow. So you can either hire the person with the MBA who gonna come in with all this theoretical shit, or you can hire the person that practically knows how to get shit done and make you money. Boom. Don't let these people talk you into thinking that you ain't worthy. Because see, they talk you into thinking you got to get all this education because the money goes to them. Education comes in many different forms. YouTube is a great place to get a lot of information. You just got to watch the right people. Because you can find a lot of bullshit and fuckery on YouTube too. But you can also learn a lot on there too. You can learn a lot everywhere. So many places have free classes, different groups, all types of things. I'm telling y'all, the tide is changing again. We've got to pivot again. We have the power to change this shit. We have to force it. I just always kind of been a bucker. Always kind of bucking the system and rules because I was this close. I was like, I'm gonna just go ahead and get my bachelor's degree so I can check it off the list to say I have it. But then, no, I said, no, I'm not doing that shit. I'm 50,000 in already on an associate's. So my mindset is, shit, if I go for a bachelor's, that's $100,000. A bachelor's degree in nobody's circle is worth $100,000 investment. Nobody. I don't give a shit what nobody tell you. A bachelor degree that costs you 100 grand is a bad fucking investment. I said what I said. I said what I said. It's a bad investment. But America wants you to think, well, I'm investing in myself. If I spend this 100 grand on getting this bachelor's degree, I'm going to make double the money. No, you're fucking not. No, you're not. You might make 10% more money, maybe 20%, but you're not going to make no serious money with that shit. Real talk. Real talk. Yep, it's cost prohibitive because anything, all that money that you spent on school, all that money, you could have just did something quick and got certifications and still end up making more money. I don't have no degrees. Like I said, just certs. And I'm going to be honest about that. I let the certs expire. Yup. I said, I'm not going to be paying them motherfuckers every year to renew that cert. Listen, I know how to do that shit. I already know how to do this job. I already know how to do this work. And I always do continuing education. Always. But I be damn if I'm going to be spending my money to pay to keep renewing certs for jobs. Oh, fuck that shit. That don't even make sense. That don't even make sense. I'm losing money. I'm losing money like that. So I said, no, I'm not doing that. Keep your skills sharp. Keep your skills sharp. Know how to communicate what your skill set is. Have a good, solid resume. Know how to speak and champion for yourself. Know how to problem solve. Have critical thinking skills. So many people don't have critical thinking skills. You already gonna win by proxy, just knowing how to fucking think. You know how many people don't know how to think independently? They don't even know what independent thought look like. They are literal sheep. They go to a job and people have to tell them every single thing to do. See, I'm not that bitch. You tell me what your goals are, what our timeline is, any constraints we might have, and expectations. Leave me the fuck alone. I got it. I got it. You're absolutely right. Thinking has become obsolete because your government don't want you to think. Your country don't want you to think. They just want you to do. Didn't I tell you they want you to be good little obedient sheep and keep your head down and work for low wages and struggle and suffer? That's all. You got to make it your business to have critical thinking. You have to do that. You have to do that. 30 years ago, 20 years ago, going to college was a great investment. Now I am not so sure. That's all. I'm just keeping it a buck with you. I am not so sure about that. I'm being honest. I am not so sure. I'm not so sure because it costs too much. It costs too much. I remember way back in the day when I decided, look, I've tried so many different things. Why? Because back in the day, it was a lot cheaper to try many different things to figure out what you liked and what you wanted to do. Now that's not the case. Motherfuckers are trapped because they ain't got the money to explore, right? I remember about 15 years ago, maybe a little longer than that, I decided, I said, I think I want to sell houses. Because I'm one of those people, I'll just wake up one day and say, I want to try that. See what that's like. I remember I paid $300. That's it. $300 to take a real estate class. I don't know how much it costs now to get your real estate license. But back in the day, it was $300 to take that fucking class. That was it. And I took that class for months, showing up multiple days a week for that real estate class. Because back then you had to do them in person, right? Hold on, y'all. All the real estate classes had to be in person. So I would do those classes in person. And I remember I never even sat for the exam because by the time I got to the end of the class, I knew I didn't want to sell houses. I just knew it. I was like, okay, I learned a lot. It was a great experience, but I know I don't want to sell homes. So I'm not going to waste my time sitting for the exam because I already know I don't want to sell homes. But spending $300 to learn wasn't a big investment. Wasn't a big investment. But now, it's too expensive. Now people are in careers they hate only because they paid all that money for the education and the training. So they like, fuck it. I got to do this job because I done spent the money. We didn't have to do that back in the day. And you're right. The real estate knowledge does help you. Look, if you remember it. I didn't remember some of it, but I still got a good deal. You said you graduated in 1981 with a bachelor's in engineering and total schooling was less than $2,000. See, that's when life was different. It ain't like that now. Now they have monetized who can have access to education because education gives you options. Education. Hell, I remember when college was like $25 a credit. Like a whole class. I remember college classes being $300. Literally. I remember way back in the day being like, I'm thinking about taking some classes in the community college to learn how to work on my own car. Why? Because it was just cheap. It didn't cost a lot of money. It didn't cost a lot. You say employers pay. They do pay for some of your courses. Listen, I'm going to tell y'all about something that happened back in the day. About 25 years ago, I used to work at this thing called a corporate university, right? Y'all, this going to blow your mind. This corporate university was owned by the federal government. Yeah. It was a corporate university accessible to individuals that were a part of the Patent and Trademark Office government agency, right? And government employees, you could take all the college classes were offered on the job, all of them. And the government would pay for all the classes. Sometimes they would let you go. Sometimes the classes were during the day. They would even let you leave your job and be on campus in the government facility taking college classes during work hours. They were paying you to get an education back in the day. The only thing the government asked you to do is you had to give them a year of service for every credit the government paid for you to go to school. I know for a fact, I watch people get master's degrees and come out of college, zero cost. Degrees from Syracuse University, Marymount University. You understand? Good schools. Government paid all of it. All you had to do was give them time in exchange for what they paid for. That's it. You're absolutely right. And it's a Republicans' war on education. Because understand, a lot of this shit was going on when other Republicans were in power. It's just over time, Republicans have chipped away at the education system. Education is only for those who have money. It's only available for the select few. But I'm telling y'all, back in the day, your government used to pay to send government employees to school to get college educations. But the problem is your government also figured out an educated public. You can't lie to them the way you can lie to stupid people. You can't lie to them the way you lie to stupid people. See, stupid people don't have critical thinking skills. People with poor educations don't have critical thinking skills. So they don't know how to look at something and tell if it's the truth or a lie. They don't know the difference. This is why some people can't tell when something's AI. Like, I'm gonna go off on a segue real quick. Y'all see how all the people was upset that I put up that what's his name? That video with what's his name? I'm trying to think of the man's name. With Keanu Reeves. That picture with Keanu Reeves and SZA and Summer Walker. They all in my comments. That's AI. Okay, but thank you for the engagement. I already know that. I already know that. But obviously, you don't know sarcasm because you came to tell me what it was. But that's because America has a thinking problem. And when your government doesn't want you to think, you got to ask yourself, why wouldn't my government want me to think and have independent thought? Why wouldn't my government want me to be able to make decisions and understand the things that are presented? Why would my government not want that for me? Why? You know why? Because it's easier to control you when you lack education and knowledge and the ability to think. See, thinking requires effort. And so many Americans are so fucking lazy, they don't want to think. They just want to be told. You know why they only want to be told? Because they working so damn hard. They working so much, they tired. So just tell me what to think. Just tell me what to think. No, it ain't that simple. No. This is why our children are in a bad way. This is why the American children, they doing bad. I saw something this morning where this lady was talking about, she was saying, I'm not a teacher, but I work with kids. And she was saying, y'all, what I'm seeing now with children in schools, these fucking schools are stupid. I mean, these kids are stupid. We have failed these kids. Oh, I'm gonna read y'all some of it because I had to find it. She said, she is a teacher. She said, I've always tried to believe that no kids were actually dumb until the last few years. Now I honestly believe that about half of my students are just dumb. You know why? Their parents are dumb. Their parents got nice clothes, nice house, nice car, take vacations, but they're dumb. Their parents are dumb too. So you can't expect their children to be smart when they're not smart. You ain't never lied, Alicia. They can't think that. You know how I be testing these children sometimes? Go to the store and when you buy something, you ever give them like paper money and then a couple of coins so that you can just get straight, paper money back. You don't want coins back. Them kids be like, especially if they've already thought you was just going to give a $20 bill and no change. And then it's like, you give them $20.02. They be like, oh, I don't need that. No, but I don't want any change back. Yeah, but I don't need that. No, bitch, you don't understand. I don't want any change back. I'm trying to only have paper dollars. Well, we can't do that here. What? Because they don't know math. They don't know exactly. They got to wait for the cash register to tell them. Or they got to add it on their phone. The phone got to tell them. The phone? I just told my friend yesterday. I said, you know what I'm figuring out? Because I don't know if y'all a lot like me. But I'm my own worst critic. I'm always critiquing myself. You could have been better. You could have did this. You should have done that. And last year with all the stuff that happened, there was a couple of times where I was like, man, I'm doing this life thing all wrong, man. Because everybody around me, they taking vacations and they got nice clothes and nice homes and nice cars and they do this and they do that. I obviously fucked my life up because I'm not doing any of those things. But you know what I figured out since Trump came back the second time? All those people, a lot of them people was faking like shit. They was living on credit. They was living fake ass lives, pretending to be somebody they not. And when the rug got pulled out from up under them, that's why they panicked when that shit happened. That's why they panicked, because they were always living a lie. It's just that people didn't know it. You see people and you assume, based upon what you see, that people are okay, but they're not as okay as they appear to be. They're not. That's what y'all figuring out. As long as people look the part, that's all they care about. That I look like I got money. I look like I'm smart. They can be broke as fuck. They don't care as long as they look like they got money. Long as they look like they got money. Long as they look smart. Let me put on my glasses and look. Y'all know how they do. If I put on, these are dirty because they've been sitting on my desk. I ain't cleaned them in months. But put on my glasses. I can look smart when I put my glasses on. Like the fuck? Everything's about the appearances of it. I look like a business owner, even though I ain't never sold shit under my business, but I got an LLC. I'm an entrepreneur. What? Everything's about the visuals. Everything's about the visuals. And Linda, you're right about the credit cards. I thought I was doing it wrong. No, I'm doing it right. Let me tell you something I did years ago. I got 2 American Express cards, right? I got a blue everyday card and I got a platinum card, right? That platinum card is great for, they give you a lot of incentives, right? Now the annual fee is about $500, but it's worth it because you get it back in all of these other ways, right? With that card. So about 2-3 years ago, you know what I did? I called American Express and I said, freeze both of my cards. Because I have automatic payments set up, right? I said, freeze both of my cards. I don't want no charges up against my cards at all anymore. I still have the cards. I haven't closed the accounts, but no balances. They can't make me charge shit. You understand? But if something go down and I need to, then I can call them and say, hey, take the freeze off my card. I'm about to make a purchase, and then call them back and freeze it again. Yep. Fuck that shit. You're not going to make me charge shit. You're not going to make me. Oh, they will close your account. Yeah, because they get mad. They will. You're right about that. Probably at some point, they probably going to close my account this year. 9 times out of 10, they probably going to close it this year. Because they mad because I'm not spending no money. Right. I'm not spending any money. But I don't need to. I don't have a job. So what the fuck do I need to charge? Nothing. I don't have nothing I need to charge. And I'm not going to let them force me and make me. Like, y'all been watching the commercials on TV? Have y'all noticed the commercials on TV? How bad them rich people trying to get you, hey, you need $500? You need $500? We can give you $500 real quick. You can borrow up against your paycheck right in this app, right on your phone, real quick. Real quick. Yeah, maybe I'll start doing that, just buying gas. It makes my skin crawl to just charge anything on that motherfucker. I'm going to be honest. It makes my skin crawl to charge anything on that motherfucker. Real talk. It makes my skin crawl. Because, yeah, Cash App does have loans. I've seen it in the app. But I won't do it. Fuck, I look like borrowing money. Cash App even has overdraft. I'm not, no. If I have to overdraft on my Cash App, I'm doing something wrong. No, I'm good on that. Only thing I use Cash App for is to send money to people, or people send money to me, or for me to pay for shit online, Well, I don't want them to have access to my bank card or credit card. That's it. You say you're a loan officer, all cards and loans suck, right? They do. But them commercials on TV, y'all, I saw one yesterday where a lady said, I had a lot of credit card debt, but you know what I did? I went online to such and such and got me a personal loan to pay up. No, bitch, no. I'm good on that. How about you stop charging on the fucking cards and just pay them off? No, instead, the bitch on TV went and got in more debt because she still got the cards. And 9 times out of 10, she gonna charge on them cards again. So now she got the cards and the personal loan. She got the cards and the personal loan. So it don't make sense. Yeah, it does affect your credit score when you close cards. Because again, they want you to be in debt. But that's why I told y'all, a place like Mexico, you get a new social security number. I just want to put it out there. You get a new social security number. You have to build your credit up there, starting all over again. Because that's a new place. New number. I'm just telling, yes, really. My friend told me yesterday, I have a friend that is looking to immigrate to become a citizen of Mexico. He retires in like 16 months. So once he retires, he wants to move to Mexico. So he been doing it the right way. They've been paying the money. He said it was $600 and something to get that first visa. And they had their immigration hearing this month in Mexico. That's only $200 and something. American dollars. Because you have to get your own social there. Your social here doesn't translate there. They got their own system. It's not as expensive as y'all think to move to Mexico. He told me with Mexico, they do, you could do it several different ways, but if you don't want to have to do that income verification thing in the other way, but even if you do it, they are only asking you to be making $3,600 a month in income. On paper, that's it. You can make that. But this the T. If you do it the right way and get your resident visa, while you're still in America, you can get your resident visa for Mexico. So that way, don't do it like the people on 90 Day Fiance the other way. See, that's what I'm learning from my friend too. If you do it the right way, then when you go there, you're able to work and earn money because you got a social security number. You get it? I'm trying to tell y'all, I'm watching my friend do it. Cause I'm like, okay, cause I trust him. He's really good. And he's lived in other countries before. So he's an American. Well, he was born in another country, then immigrated here, him and his family, when they were younger. But he's been in America now for like 50 something years. He's been here a long time. But he's like, but I'm learning from him how you go through this process. It's not expensive. Cause I told him, I said, I thought you were going to tell me it's costing you $10,000, $15,000. He said, no. He said, bitch, if it was going to cost that much, I would just find me a woman down there and offer to pay her some money for her to marry me to get my citizenship. And he's gay. So he like, I would just pay a woman to marry me. But I don't have to do that. It's costing them less than $5,000. I'm talking like all the fees, paperwork, all that shit, lawyers, everything to move to Mexico legally. It's not expensive. It's not. Technically, it costs $64 to do one of the things that they did. It's not expensive. In America, immigration is expensive. See, and because this is where we are, we make the assumption that every country is as expensive as America is for immigration. That's not true. Yeah, go look into it, Tiffany. Because in Mexico, if you renew, like say they give you that visa, that resident visa for that. You renew for 3 years straight. 1 year, you have to renew every year. After 3 years, you can then apply for permanent citizenship. Yes, you can make money in Mexico as long as you get a social security number. You can get a social in Mexico. All you got to do is go through the process, and you pay a lawyer in Mexico to do it for you. They fill out all the paperwork for you. They show up all you got to do is show up at the hearing. I know, because my friend just told me yesterday. It cost him less than $300 to get the lawyer to do that down there. It's not expensive. It's not. America wants you to feel like you're stuck. You're not stuck here. America is expensive. Every place else ain't as expensive as America. You better start traveling and start seeing the world and start trying to figure out where else you might want to set up your fucking shop. Because if you get a social security number in Mexico, you are then able to earn money in Mexico. And you can get the social while you're still here in America. What? Now I'm about to say something that's probably, it's not the best thing to say, but I'm going to say it anyway, because I know people are thinking it. And if you got all this debt here in America, leave that shit here and take your ass somewhere else. Ain't a damn thing they can do to you when you somewhere else. They're going to have to write that fucking debt off as a loss. And that's exactly what they'll do. So just something to think about. Oh, Melissa said it's pretty easy to immigrate to Belize too. So just so y'all know, look at your options and see what your options are. You are not stuck here. They just want you to think you're stuck here. Because if you're stuck here, you'll just lay down and pay taxes. You'll just lay down and pay taxes, baby. Thank you, support family. But you know what? I ain't no smarter than nobody else. I just talk to people. That's all. And I ask people questions. How are you doing that? What is that process? How much is it costing you? And when I do that, people share. They tell you. Thank you so much, Gwendolyn. But I'm telling y'all, you can't, really don't get so overwhelmed by the immigration process, because you're thinking of it in terms of American immigration. Other countries' immigration systems are not as fucked up as America's. They are not. They have a clear system. My friend was like, anybody can become a citizen of Mexico. If you just go through the process and pay the money, they're going to let you in. They're going to let you be a citizen. And my friend just happens to also speak Spanish too. So you apply for Jamaican passports for your kids. There'll be dual citizens and we can go when we need. Makes sense. Yeah, people will tell you if you ask. Because according to my friend, there's a whole expat community. That's where he's looking to move to down there. That there's a whole expat community down there. So while you're in Mexico, you're still surrounded by all these people that have a shared experience, the same experience that you had. But they left America and went somewhere else. You say your concerns are the laws for school age. That's what you talk to an attorney, lady. That's what I would do, Ladybug. I would talk to an attorney and talk to other people who have who've immigrated to other countries, who have children. Where did they go? Why did they go there? Because it'll tell you a lot. Oh, really? So if your parents or grandparents are Mexicans, it's cheaper and approval is automatic. Look, can I be honest? I really want to do a DNA test on my dad, because with my hair, I could be Hispanic. I could be Mexican. I know I could pass as Afro-Latina. But it's okay, because it's not expensive to become a Mexican citizen. So I'll just pay the money. Fuck that. I told y'all, when my friend was telling me all this shit, because I trust him. He's one of those people that I know when he say he gonna do something, he gonna do it, but he's gonna follow the process. And when he told me how cheap it was, I was like, motherfucker, what? He's like, yeah, it wasn't a lot. Thank you, Tara. He's like, it's not a lot. It is not nearly what people think it is. It's easier to get out of here than people think. You make my day too, Moon Sugar. Not your European mutt, Kim. See, my parents were married, but my mama got pregnant by my dad before they got married. They had one of those pew-pew weddings because my mama from the South. You know how that go. You can't be getting nobody pregnant and not gonna marry her. They not having that. They not having it. If you think enough to get her pregnant, you gonna marry her. Matter of fact, I gotta take a picture of that and show the picture because the picture's the funniest shit you've ever seen. Because I was at the wedding. Catch that part. My parents look so miserable in that picture. They look so miserable. They look so miserable because they were forced to get married. My mother was forced to marry my daddy, and my daddy was forced to marry my mama because they made me. And I'm the only one in the wedding picture like this. I'm just smiling. Like, look at me. My mama and my daddy are like. My grandmother, both of my grandmothers on both sides of my parents, both of my grandmamas are like. I'm in there like. And this is the cherry on top. At my mama and my daddy's wedding, I accidentally peed on my grandmama's dress. So in the picture, she got a wet spot on her dress too. Listen, that is America, okay? Yeah, quiet as kept, Gwen, you're right. We need to go back to that. You know, I want to bring up something. I was in the gym earlier this week, right? And it's an older gentleman that's in the gym too. And we were talking. And the conversation came up about paternity, right? Because he's trying to get on his adult son's birth certificate as the father. Because there is no father listed on his son's birth certificate. And I said to him, I said, oh, that's easy. He said, why? So he was mad because the court said, in order for us to add you to your son's birth certificate, yeah, you got the DNA showing you the father, but in order to add you to the birth certificate, the mother has to approve it. She has to say you can be added. Oh, he was pissed. He said, I don't understand why the fuck they going to her. The DNA, I said, because technically it is her baby. The government know for fact it's her baby. She had it. But when you didn't marry her and you decided to make babies with her, well, you don't get to just plop your name on the birth certificate. It's not your baby. It's her baby, according to the law. That's just how the law works. So he was mad. He said because when they were in the room filling out the birth certificate information, at first he was mad because the hospital gave the babies the mama's last name by default. I said, yeah, that's the default. That's the default because it's her baby. It's not your baby. If you want it to be your baby too, you should marry her. But when you don't marry her, you give up that privilege. It is her baby. And she gets to decide what her baby is going to be named. You don't. If you want to say on what your baby is named, marry her and change her name. So he was like, that don't even make no sense. If I'm the daddy, no woman should get a say. I said, well, maybe you should have stopped making babies with women that you didn't want to marry. Oh, he got in his feelings with me. See, I'm also an asshole offline too, to assholes that are offline as well. See, I match that same energy offline if you're an asshole in person. I'll match the same fucking energy. So I said, maybe you shouldn't have been having babies with women you ain't want to marry. Oh, he got mad with me. You don't know what you talking about. This, that, and the other. Blah, 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 blah. I said, that's why you single. That's why you almost 70 years old looking for a woman and can't find one. That shit right there. I told him right to his face. I don't give a fuck. Yep, he needed to hear that shit. That's why you single. Because of that shit right there. I said, ain't no woman signing up for that shit. Don't nobody want to be your fucking chambermaid. Like, fuck is you talking about? You ain't got enough money for a woman to sign up for that shit. I can tell by looking at you. You got a little piece of change, but you ain't got enough money for that shit. Yeah, I said it. I ain't give a fuck he got mad. Oh well. You ain't my man. You ain't got to never talk to me. I'm trying to work out anyway. You keep coming over here slowing down my motherfucking heart rate. I bet you won't bring your ass over here no more. Bet you won't bring your ass over here no more, and you'll get your ass back over there and do your reps. Because when you come over here talking to me, I'm going to hurt your feelings on purpose. Because he was bragging. Well, I had 3 kids by 3 different women. I said, so you was just out here in the community with Community D, making broken homes and not marrying nobody. I'm an Aquarius, yes. Yeah, he gonna but see, I know this guy, he in a couple months, he'll do it again. And I'm gonna smack him right back down into the same hole I smack him down into every time. That's all. But I had to say it this week. That's why you're single. I said it right to his face. That's why you single. That's why you can't get no woman. Because you be talking reckless out your mouth. And why would any woman sign up for that? That's why they chase young eggplant. Because don't nobody want no old ass dude that need 20 minutes and got a nasty attitude. Man, get the fuck out of here. And you stingy with your money, man, get out of here. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. But I checked his ass this week. You not going to come in my face talking about making babies with multiple women and then getting mad that you can't get on the birth certificate because you feel entitled. Well, if you wanted to be on the motherfucking birth certificate, you should have married them. Like the fuck? You say you think I have 45 minutes of solid stand-up. I do? I don't know about that. 45 minutes is a long time. Right, it's not a flex to have kids and multiple baby mamas, but I guess I thought he was flexing with me. Because I forgot, the other thing I said is this. I said, I don't use my uterus for rent. So I wouldn't know nothing about that. I don't have babies for men for fun. If you ain't marrying me, you ain't getting no fucking baby. The fuck? Fuck is you talking about? If you ain't getting no baby, there ain't no room at the end here. You remember when 50 Cent had that song? Have a baby by me, baby. Be a millionaire. Fuck that. I'll be a thousandaire. I ain't having no baby by you. Fuck that shit. Fuck I look like. This ain't no puppy mill. What do you mean? Have a baby by... Maybe I don't want your DNA. Like the fuck? Yeah, that's what I tell me. Ain't no room at the end. Ain't no room at the end. I don't have babies for sport. I got 2 kids, 2 girls. That's all me and my husband have, 2 girls. And I remember even when my husband was talking about, maybe we should try again and try that boy. I literally looked at my husband and said, listen, champ. You have already created 2 girls. Statistically speaking, if you try again, you're going to get another one. Just stop. Just stop, bruh. Just ain't no more room at the end, homie. I'm good. I don't need no more babies. I'm good on that. Okay? We're not having no more babies. Yup, champ. Making very clear. We're not doing that. We don't need no boys. Because if I have any more babies, I'm not working. Catch that part. Because see, what I'm not going to do is have 6, 7 kids and go to work. The fuck? Wait a minute. I am losing with that. That's not a win. That's a loss. That's pimping. That's pimping. Men get women to have babies and work and pay bills. The fuck is this? No. Your brother has 6 girls in a row trying to have a boy. I'm about to hit you with the Nigerian joint. Jesus Christ. Couldn't be me. Couldn't be me. Couldn't be me. Jesus Christ. No, ma'am. 6 girls. Shh. At some point, you got to recognize a pattern, right? And go, like, that's it. I'm good. Nah, fuck that. I'm all right. I'm with you, Tiffany. No, ma'am. Your son had 4 girls until he had a boy. Oh, no, ma'am. Oh, no. Women, you're right. Women think it's a flex to be a super mom. They do, which is weird to me because it is a flex to be a super mom that you can manage it. But if you burning the candle at both ends, it's not a flex. You're just sending yourself to an early grave. That's all. Mark, you was smart. Stop at 3 girls. Let it go, bruh. It's like, damn. First girl, second girl, third girl. Let that shit go, bruh. You're a girl making machine. That's honestly, I feel like that's why in the country, in the world period, we have more girls than boys. Because it comes from men not wanting to stop until they get that boy. It's the funniest thing to me. They don't want to stop until they get the boy. And I'm gonna tell you something else. That's why I think some parents get mad when their sons come out as gay. You know how hard I sacrifice to make you, and you ain't gonna have no children, and keep the name, the family name going. Yeah, that's what it's all about. DNA, spreading that DNA. And quiet as kept, I'd rather have a gay son than a son like Future. I would have a gay son over a son like Future. Over a son like Nick Cannon. That ain't nothing to be proud of. That ain't nothing to be proud of. Then a daddy like Lil Wayne. And the reason why I say daddy like Lil Wayne, because every woman he would lay up with, he had babies with. You could tell every place he toured, it's a baby in them cities. That's what I say. Give me a Russell Wilson all day. You know what I find interesting on the internet? The people who clown Russell Wilson and say that Russell Wilson is a simp and a clown and all these other things. And I go, well, he's simping and clowning every night with that beautiful ass fucking woman. He's simping and clowning his way all the way to the motherfucking bank. Real talk. Exactly. You know why a lot of men don't like Russell Wilson? He exposes that a lot of those other men are not real men. I said what I said. He exposes that they're not real men. Because Russell Wilson don't try to control Sierra. Jay-Z don't try to control Beyonce. You're not controlling that. Yeah, they make fun of Klay Thompson. Not only do they make fun of Klay Thompson, have y'all started seeing the conversations, which I find interesting, from some black women? Because some of them bitches are miserable too. Not all black women, but it's some miserable ass fucking black women out here. And black men too. Some black women saying, I think Klay Thompson is trying to control Megan Thee Stallion. I don't even know where they're getting this from. I don't even know. It's almost like people don't know what it looks like for somebody to treat people with respect. It's almost like they don't know what that looks like. They really don't understand respect, nor partnership. They don't get, yeah, and they jealous, Zarvis. A lot of it's jealousy. If I'm lonely and I can't get nobody, then you shouldn't be able to get nobody either. What? That's not reality. You say they only respect toxic relationships, i.e. Cardi and Stefan. They don't even respect that, to be honest with you. They like Cardi suffering. The funny thing about Cardi's situation is, you know why they're really mad with Cardi B? Because they mad with her. They don't even respect her situation. You know why they mad with Cardi B? They would rather Cardi stay in a marriage with a man that disrespects her and cheats on her than be in a relationship with a man she not married with that also cheats. Because she can leave that relationship anytime she wants to. Cardi's telling people like, yes, you see me making decisions that don't make sense. Did you think because I made money that I would stop doing stupid shit? Of course I'm still doing stupid shit. I haven't healed yet. Y'all literally watching the woman. She ain't healed yet. Right, quiet as you're right, Chrissy, because all she did was trauma bond to Stephon Diggs. That's it. But she's being honest about it. You see, when people were like, why you having a baby? Because I was fucking and slipped up and got pregnant. I was fucking a lot and got pregnant. And I'm not having an abortion. I had my baby. It is what it the fuck is. It's like, yeah, she's taking responsibility. What else y'all want the woman to do? I'm not saying I want my children to be anything like Cardi B. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is she's living her life and folks are all, I look at it like this. I always find it ironic that people are dragging Cardi for her life choices when these people have made the same fucking choices with broke men or broke women. Make it make sense. So you make the same choices that she make, but you ain't got no money. See, her having a baby by an NFL player is not the same thing as you having a baby by a guy that works at AutoZone. It's not the same thing. So when I see it online, I'm always like, I literally said it in a group the other day. I wrote it in there and people laughed when I said it. I said, I don't understand why broke people are so invested in the relationships of rich people. You know what I mean? They be real invested in what rich people are doing. And I'm like, I don't understand why. I see myself in them. How? You're broke. Y'all not the same people. Well, I got pregnant by a guy too I wasn't married to. Yeah, but he wasn't an NFL player. And you also didn't have millions in the bank. That's not what happened. You got pregnant by a scrub. And you also are a scrub. Right. But you know, that's why I think people like watching celebrities and tearing them up, because it makes people feel good about their own fucked up life. If folks minded their own life as hard as they mind the lives of celebrities, it's no telling where so many people could be in their lives. But they don't want to do that. They want to stay distracted and focused on celebrities. It's very weird to me. It's giving weird energy. Okay? It's giving weird. I saw a picture this morning. Like, y'all know how, what's the lady's name? Y'all know Venus Williams just got married not too long ago, right? So Venus Williams gets married and some black men were in an uproar on the internet. Look, her and Serena them were married white men. But this is the tea. Black men used to talk so much shit about the Williams sisters. They look like men. They not attractive. They talk so much shit about these women. Why are you surprised? Why? Oh, you thought that they were going to die lonely, destitute, and nobody would ever love them like you. You ain't got nobody. So you assume that was there. No. And see, I'm going to tell you something. All black men aren't like this, but the ones who are very hateful and hate women, I stand by saying it starts with the fact that they hate their mother. They have a lot of hatred towards their mother. And their mother becomes a representation for all women. And the Williams sisters are a success story. They are. Except, can we say the quiet part out loud? Serena fucked her face up. I'm going to just go ahead and say it out loud. Her with all them fucking fillers, she fucked her face up. I saw an old episode of The Game the other day. Y'all remember when Serena Williams was on The Game? When she was on something? And I was like, she was so gorgeous. She was so gorgeous. She didn't have to touch nothing on her face. Nothing. But this is to me, Serena Williams is the definition of Serena ain't got no friends. Because look at Venus. Venus got real friends. Because Venus ain't got all that shit popping in her face. Venus still looks the same. Because she got real friends. Serena had people around her. Whoever Serena, the problem was she had immersed herself knee deep in a certain level of whiteness. The whiteness that is always chasing youth. So they always getting fillers. They always having surgeries. And Serena fell in that hole. She didn't need none of that shit. She didn't need none of it. Because now when I see Serena Williams, I don't even like to look at her in the face. I'm being honest about it. Because the surgery looks bad in the face. Venus is still giving Black Goddess. Venus is still giving Black Goddess. Face, body, everything. But when black men were upset online, some black men, not all, about the fact that Venus married a white man, I was like, first of all, she's marrying the man that treats her like a queen. You just mad he wasn't black. But maybe if you treated her like a queen, she'd have married you. But you can't tell them nothing. And would you say, Tara, lacking communication skills are very lacking? Yeah, I agree. Most Gen Zers now don't even know their friend's phone number. Yeah, it looks like Serena has done skin lightening too. She has. In my humble opinion. Well, I'll say this. She's at least wearing the wrong shade on her face. Because she suffers from the same problem Trump suffers from. That neck and that motherfucker face don't match. It's like they stop right here. It's so frustrating. It's so frustrating. You know what the saddest part is? Her husband loves her. He loves that she's a black woman. Honestly, I think that he gonna love her regardless of what she does to herself. But I'm gonna tell you hands down, that man never asked her to do none of that shit she doing to herself. She doing that shit following after white women. Because I don't think her man ever asked her to do that. Yeah, she don't love herself. It ain't her man. Because her man love everything about her. And can I say, I loved how he rolled up on Stephen A. Smith. You had all that shit to say about my wifey. Well, I'm here now. What you say? Steven up there, nah, bro, what you stuttering for? You wasn't stuttering when you was talking shit about his wife. That man go to bat for Serena. He'd be like, it'd be some furniture moving in here for my wife. You don't talk about my fucking wife. That man don't play about Serena at all. That's why I said, I don't think he ever pressured her into getting no surgery. Serena did that because Serena ain't love herself. And Serena I think Serena was still carrying some of that hatred from back in the day when people used to say she looked like a man. She ain't never looked like no man. Serena always had body and beauty goals where I was always like, bitch, I want to look like that. That bitch a brick house. Serena is a brick house. Always was a brick house. Always. When it came to Serena and Venus, I wanted Serena's body all day. Because she was a brick house. Thighs for days. Right. Serena Williams is the original BBL. Because that shit was all natural. No, nothing happened to her something except she did surgery to her face. She looked a mess in the face. Because she didn't need it. I just hate to see people do that. Y'all know I showed y'all Bradley Cooper yesterday. I told y'all he looked like Simple Jack. I'm going to do a video on that today. Look, I'm going to write that down. Bradley Cooper, Simple Jack. I'm going to do that video. But please don't hurt me. I'm going to do that video today. Yes, I is. Because he looked like Simple Jack. I don't care what nobody say. It's the haircut, the whole thing. It just ain't working. He needs a new stylist. I'm so mad. Hold up. I got to show it one more time. I have got to show this. Because I'm so angry by this shit, man. Look at this man. Look at how fucking gorgeous Bradley Cooper was. Look how gorgeous this man was. Look how gorgeous he was. This man was a specimen. Do you understand? He was just a nice looking, handsome fucking man. And now he look like Simple Jack. He didn't have to do that. Not Vera Bradley. Listen. For real, he looked like Ellen DeGeneres sometimes. He could play Ellen DeGeneres in like an Ellen DeGeneres like biopic or something. Dye his hair blonde, shave off the facial hair. He could do it. Because he already looking a little lesbian anyway. It's the whole thing. This is a handsome man here. This guy right here, you roll up on this guy and say, hey. You know how men do when how men try to do to women. So you grab his hand. Hey, hold up for a second, handsome. Where you going? You out here by yourself like this? Your woman let you out the house by yourself? No. Come on. No, don't be like that. I just want to talk to you real quick. How you doing? You look real nice. I just was coming over to let you know you look real nice. Because that's how men do, right? I just want to let you know you look real nice. That's all. Now, you're not doing that. Now you like, unhand me, heathen. Get the fuck off of me. Who is you? You looked up, you Googled Simple Jack. See? Motherfucker look like Simple Jack now. I am telling you, he looks like Simple Jack. It didn't have to happen. This did not have to happen. This is the direct result of fucking around and finding out. That's what this is. This is the fuck around and find out. That's what that is. That's the fuck around and find out. Because I'm like, he should have just left it alone. But I told y'all yesterday, the reason why Bradley Cooper looks like this is because he was fucking around with that young girl and being around all them young people and trying to compete with them young men got him looking like Simple Jack. Now y'all ain't gonna never be able to unsee it. Because that motherfucker looks like Simple Jack. I'm telling you, if they make a Tropic Thunder 2, he needs to play Simple Jack. I'm sorry, I just can't help it. Please, don't hurt me. I can't help it. The shit's hilarious to me. The shit's hilarious to me. You can't stop seeing it, right, Zarvis? Because I can't either. He looks like fucking Simple Jack. No bullshit. I told y'all, he looked like Simple Jack, and Ryan Seacrest looked like that baby that Chucky and his bride had. What's that little baby name? Is it Steve? That's the son name? Glenn. Yeah. Ryan Seacrest look like Glenn. Y'all gonna learn. From now on, y'all never gonna be able to unsee this shit. You'll never be able to unsee it. But he looks like Glenn. That's who Ryan Seacrest looked like. And he looks like Simple Jack now. People need to leave their faces alone. Just leave your face alone. Leave it alone. Because this is what a gorgeous man looks like. This is what a clown looks like. Now Bradley Cooper is going to know what it's like to be a man that's just in look department. Now he not going to be able to get the responses that he got when he was this guy. See, when he was this guy, women walked up to him. when he was this guy. When he became this guy, they're running. Real shit. They're running. They're like, who the fuck is that? Girl. Let's go. Walk fast. But I'm going to do a video on this today because I'm so upset with Bradley Cooper. Bradley Cooper got me in my feelings right about now because this was a fine ass man. That was when I saw The Hangover for the first time, I was like, ooh, this fine ass white boy. He is fun. Okay? Because none of the other guys in that movie were fine. You understand? All the other guys in the movie was just average, regular ass looking, regular schmegular dudes. But this motherfucker here was a specimen. The smile. All that shit. Oh, he was so gorgeous and limitless. He was gorgeous in Limitless. Limitless is one of my favorite movies. I love Limitless. With the old Bradley Cooper face. Now, I would never watch a Bradley Cooper movie. I don't want to see this shit in HD. I told y'all, I don't believe in that type of shit. I do not, nope. Oh, he was so gorgeous in 18. He was so cute. Every time he would smile. Bradley Cooper has the type of face back in the day when he would smile and turn and look at the screen. You say, damn, that man fine. Not now. He jumped the shark. He should have left his face the fuck alone. I don't really know exactly what he did. I think he did like something around the eyes. It looked like he let them fuck with his nose. He did some fillers. He did something though. There's something there. Yep, age gracefully. See, I put lotion on my hands. You see, that's why my hands don't look like fucking, what's that lady name? Kris Jenner. I told y'all from here up, Kris Jenner is 22. From here down, it's a witch. It's a fucking witch. This is why all her clothing, she's like this in the pictures. This is why y'all see her like this in the pictures. Hey, everybody. It's me, Kris Jenner. I'm here to talk with you about my wonderful skincare routine. Bitch, let me see your hands. Let me see your hands. I want to see that. Because right now, you giving me this. And you give me fingertips and shit. No, bitch, I want to see this. That's what I want to see. That's why I said, she cool. If you a young guy and you want to mess with her, but you better not let her rub her hands on you. Because you're going to be like, what's up with this? Where this old ass hand come from? Attached to the old ass lady that you with? That's where it came from. She didn't get a hand rejuvenation. That's not what happened. All she did was disport from the neck up. That's all she did. Pulled. Y'all know that song? We're snatched. That's all they are. Fucking snatched. I always say Kris Jenner looked like she in a wind tunnel. She just looked like she's standing in a wind tunnel where the wind is constantly coming toward her. That's what it looked like to me. She's in the wind tunnel with her hands covered like that. Hey, TikTok. Look, they'll show this side. They'll always show this side of the hands. But everything else, covered. Hey, TikTok, how y'all doing? And then they'll get online and try to sell you a skincare routine, her skincare routine. Have young, rejuvenated skin like Kris Jenner. And it's right here in this bottle. Would you put a plastic surgeon in the fucking bottle? Because that's the only way. Thank you for watching, Alex. That's the only way. The plastic surgeon must be in the bottle. Because that didn't come from moisturizing and rest and water and diet. Stop the cap. That bitch got her face pulled behind her ears. That's how that happened. Don't walk behind her. Because if you walk behind her, see, people who get facelifts, if you walk behind them, you get that nasty crease thing behind them. It's like when they staple the face together. Don't ever stand behind them, because that's when you get to see where they join the face. They always put it behind the ear. Yeah. That's why I used to be a huge Ric Flair fan. I still love me some Ric Flair. I still love Rick. But Rick, he got them facelifts. If you look at pictures behind Ric Flair ear, you can see where the old face, the new face meet the old back of the head. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Don't mess with your face and your body, y'all. Love yourselves. Okay? Now, I don't know if some of y'all saw my video I did for men. Some of the men are mad with me because I talked about shit they need to leave in 2025. And I told y'all I was going to do it yesterday, and I did. Beards that don't connect. Bygone hair dye. Beard installs. And lace front wigs. I don't want to see none of that in 2026. I do not like a Kanika Lawn beard. I'm allergic to Kanika Lawn hair anyway. So you come close to me with that fucking Kanika Lawn beard, I'm going to start itching and shit. Be like, why am I scratching? Is your beard real? Is that a Kanika Lawn beard? Because I'm itching. Chill. Y'all women, y'all got to start matching that same energy of these dudes too. I'm serious. Match their energy, then they shut up. So if they say something like, you ain't nothing but a stank bitch, your mama. What? You heard what I said, your mama. Now what? You just got to learn to match the energy. You said they made his face look soft and feminine. He's in his femininity era right now, I think. But he ain't gonna never get this face back. This is done. This was genetics. This is your surgeon had a hot toddy before they came in the operating room. I'm like, the fuck is this? I'm so mad at this man. I'm gonna do a video on this shit today. I'm so mad with Bradley Cooper. Every time I try to get over this, I can't, because I see this face and I go, you never had to do this. Now you ugly. He technically ugly now. Technically he's ugly. For real, for real. Now this guy, I'd be like, he average, below average, for real, for real. This motherfucker here was a specimen. You say, have I seen Barry Manilow? Yeah, he looked like a woman too. Too many fucking fillers. Face all chubby and shit. Looking like a fucking look, here you go. Look. You might as well put them next to each other. See? Might as well. Look like they went to the same damn surgeon. A mess. A mess. Yep. Bradley Cooper's going to always look a mess now. He never will look the way he did. Ever. Ever. I'm just so... Bradley, why did you do it, man? Why did you do it, man? Listen, y'all, we're about to get started on our uncensored show on TikTok. This morning on TikTok, I said on TikTok, on Patreon. Now, on Fridays, I do Freebie Friday. So if you're not already registered for my Patreon, you can register for free. Come on over, be a part of this uncensored show. This morning, we're going to go through the footage of that Pew Pew event with the ICE officer in Minnesota. We're going to view and talk about that JD Vance, the stuff that JD Vance explained, try to explain it away to justify the schmurder of that woman. I'm also going to share another video this morning in which this black woman does a great, and I'm pretty sure y'all have seen this video before on TikTok. And if you haven't, we're going to show it this morning. Explaining racism in a way for people to understand. Yeah, I saw that about Portland had 2 more Pew Pews last night. You got to remember, when your vice president says the cops have full immunity, that means they have full permission to do anything, unchecked, unchallenged. Y'all got to remember that. That's what your government is saying. Just so you know that. I'm going to show y'all some video of ICE agents snatching American citizens. And throwing them and taking them to detention. See, ICE has become the new police force. And then we're also going to talk about how in Minnesota, the FBI is no longer sharing information on the investigation with the Minnesota police. You know why? Because your government wants to flame the narrative about what really happened. They want to frame the narrative about what really happened. Okay? Oh, it's a big time cover up. They trying. Enough's enough, folks. So we're going to have a great conversation this morning. If you, like I said, you can find my Patreon. The link is in my profile, and it will take you to my website. And when you're on my website, there is a link for, there's a listing for my Patreon, and then you can just click that and it'll take you right over to my page. Okay? Listen, don't forget, also, to those of you who are members, I have the movie post on Patreon. You got up until the 9th, 7 p.m. to put in your suggestions. After that, I put up the poll so that we can make the final decision, so we can vote on the final movie for the month of December and talk about it, because we always have great movie discussions. Okay? So that's the first thing. All right? Did I hear about what? ICE is now the secret police because we hurt their feelings. So the president is using the government, and not to, okay, I'm gonna say this. The president and the Republican Party, I keep telling y'all, Trump don't do this shit alone. Republicans are helping. That's why I said Republicans cannot go to Washington. They should never be elected into public office before. Republicans are enemies of the state. They want to destroy this country. But we told people that ICE was going to be the new Gestapo. They thought liberals were over exaggerating. So I told y'all, that's why I don't give a fuck that some of them are getting deported. I don't give a shit. You were told. You just thought you were protected because you had gotten your citizenship. No, they don't want you here. So you're never protected. I told y'all, this was never about coming here legally. This was never about legal immigration. This was about that they came at all. That's what it's about. That they came at all. Folks are going to learn a serious hard lesson here. So listen, I love you all. I appreciate you being. Oh, before we wrap up, I want to show y'all one more thing. Hold on. Let me go get it. I gotta show y'all something. Because I made this last night. Hold on. Now, y'all remember when we made the Big Deborahs? Y'all remember that? And y'all remember when we made the Big Deborahs, Bella. You tried it, girl. No, you're going to have to wait, sis. Because if you come in here, you're not going to want to leave. Y'all remember when we made the Big Deborahs on Saturday, right? Well, I've been working on perfecting that recipe. I made these last night. Look at that. Look at that. Is that Big Deborah not perfect? The perfect flat cookie. Look at her. Look at her. The perfect. I said, I got it. I told y'all I was determined to perfect this. Isn't she beautiful? She is beautiful, is she not? I said, Big Deborah. And get this. She's infused. Hey. So I did these last night. I did, because I was like, remember I was telling y'all, I said, I'm trying to perfect this recipe to get this cookie thinner and to lay out. Perfect recipe. It's the same recipe, actually. I just did some tweaking. That's it. And I wanted it a little less sweet because I felt like the combination of the cream on the inside with the cookie was almost giving up too much sweetness. So I trimmed that back a little bit so that it's perfectly fucking balanced. I do this to show you make your own shit. There's a woman here on TikTok that I love, Spilling the Sweet Tea. If you've never watched Spilling the Sweet Tea, she shows how to make, she has a whole series, Make That Shit at Home. Go check her out. She does some great videos. She has a cookbook, all types of stuff. Go check her out. But honey, these Big Deborahs, I'm going to enjoy one of these today. Okay? Okay. My daughter saw me make them yesterday. My daughter was like, oh, my boyfriend said he need about 2 or 3 of those. I was like, what? Make your own. Look at that. Look at that. See, they've been in the refrigerator. Now, I'll say this. You make these and you put them in the fridge to keep them good, to keep the stuff from spreading. And then when you're ready to eat them, take them out of the refrigerator and let them get room temperature. Then, bruh, yeah, I'll ship. If they paying good, girl, I'll ship. You see that? Look at that cookie. Look at that. Look, that is an oatmeal cream pie cookie. That's an oatmeal sandwich. Look at that. My God. I told y'all I love big back shit, so I'm always doing big back shit. And I was determined to perfect that fucking recipe. I have no idea what we're going to cook tomorrow for Saturday. I will let y'all know when we get there on Saturday. Okay? Because I really don't know what I plan to bake on Saturday. I got to figure that out, Miss K. Because right now, I just been making them and eating them. And giving them away to people locally to me. That's honestly what I've been doing. Making them and eating them and giving them away. Real shit. But these, I didn't put that recipe yet on TikTok. On my Patreon. But now that I've keep working with it, these are, I'm going to put up that final recipe. You need to make these. And another trick I figured out. Halfway through them baking, take the pan out the oven, tap it on the counter so the cookies drop. Because, they're going to rise. So they'll drop. And so you put it back in to let it finish cooking. And then they'll stay flat. I added a little more. I added milk to the batter. There were a couple of little things I did to stretch this out to make the cookie spread more. Perfect cookie. Perfect fucking cookie. And y'all know, y'all saw me make the other ones last week. But look at this bitch. Oh, she's gorgeous. I love she. Listen, I love y'all. Thank y'all for joining me this morning. Listen, thank you for we got a lot of likes this morning. 164,000 likes. We had over 150 shares. Thank you. I appreciate y'all being here with me. Now, remember I told you, we about to go into the Uncensored show on Patreon. On Friday, everybody got access to the show. And in Patreon, we got video, we got pictures, we got sound. We do all type. We talk about things we cannot talk about on TikTok, and we don't have to filter our language. Thank you for being here, Summer. I appreciate you all. Before I leave, I like to send a shout out to my top 5 gifters because I do this every live. Number 1, beautiful Miss B. Thank you so much, beautiful. Number 2, beautiful Tiffany. Thank you so much, beautiful. Number 3, Miss Beautiful Linda L. Mitchell. Thank you, beautiful. Number 4, Miss Beautiful Kim. Thank you, beautiful. Number 5, beautiful Nessa Bessa. Thank you, beautiful. And a special shout out to number 6, handsome Zarvis. Thank you so much, handsome. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. I want you to have a beautiful and blessed day on purpose. Now, usually I don't come back on Friday afternoons lately because I do a long show on Saturday, but I might be back this afternoon because shit keeps changing so much with what's happening. And today, the president is supposed to meet with the owners of the oil companies today. So I just want to see how the day goes with updates and stuff. And if it goes the way I think it's going, yeah, y'all gonna see my ass back at 5 o'clock, okay? So I love you all. I'll see you soon this afternoon. Listen, don't let nobody live rent-free in your head. Don't feed any trolls, and you can accomplish anything you put your mind to as long as you stay consistent. I'll see you on Patreon in a second. Y'all have a beautiful and blessed day. Peace out. Love you and see you later.